Hello, and welcome to the podcast formerly known as Early Access. I'm joined by Brian.
It's the podcast now known as the podcast formerly known as Early Access.
That's very true.
Yep.
And I'm also joined by Jeremy.
Yo, what up with it?
And I am Chris, and we're going to talk about some video games. So what have you been playing, Jeremy?
I think I said last week that I was playing New Vegas, and that is still true. I'm still playing New Vegas.
How far are you?
Just that. Like 11, 12 hours in. I didn't get to play as much this week as I wanted to. I was moving, but pretty early on in the game. I literally just arrived on the Vegas Strip. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you gamble?
Dude, I did. I fucking gambled. I fucking won blackjack. I made a lot of money at blackjack.
Did you kill any hookers?
Not yet. Is that an option? I mean, I guess it's an option. I'm when I play RPGs, I get like too immersed in the standard, like, you know, I like project myself too much on the character. So unless I'm playing Grand Theft Auto, where the whole point of the game is to murder and like rape people and do drugs, I usually am pretty conservative with my play style.
It's not though. Just to point that out.
Yeah,
well, there's a story.
I would also say it's not.
You didn't play GTA 4. Like,
yeah, it's not.
No, I've only played Vice City.
The series, Vice City was ridiculous, dude.
Vice City is ridiculous, dude.
Like the series
remains ridiculous
at GTA 4. Like,
really,
it's very different now.
Really,
in that regard. Yep.
Is it still fun?
Oh hell yeah, dude!
But you don't like just murder people all the time.
You can, but like
it's more. Is it more of like an RPG now?
Oh yeah,
no. It's a little more.
Chris, you can play tennis. You can improve your tennis skills.
You can play golf. Yeah,
your golf skills.
It's a world.
You can do
simulator.
yoga. Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Well, that started in San Andreas when you could get fat.
See, this makes me not want to play it. Because now, if I play the game, I'll be like a fucking stand-up citizen, fucking practicing my golf swing.
You're still a criminal, but like it's not necessarily as encouraged as it was in like.
No, but that's my whole point. I need to be like pushed over the edge because I'm playing New Vegas, and like I do missions against Caesar's Legion, which is like they're like rapists, they're criminals. They're like basically like imperial sort of people, and like they're the obvious
some of
bad
them
guys
I assume are good people.
I was like, do I make the joke? Do I not? But so basically, like I do missions where the whole like I just did a mission where it was like save 2 people from those guys, and like obviously I could have fucking popped all those guys, but like I went out of my way to not kill anyone because I don't want to alienate factions. So like
it's not like that, but like it's not GTA 5 is different. Like it sounds, if you think it sounds like shit, like you haven't played it.
No, I'm sure it's fun, but like I want the game to like make me a bad person. Like I want the game to be like, see that hooker over there, you have to fucking shoot her in the head.
Well, in Fallout, it does push you to do questionable things.
Not much. It gives you a choice. Like it'll say like, you know, you can either like kill this guy and get more money, or you can not kill him and get only a little money. And I'll be like, well, I guess I'm getting less money because I'm not getting like, you know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't play. Okay, I was going to ask you a question about Fallout 3, but back to the prostitute thing. If I remember correctly, there is a quest where you go into a house and there's like a guy who he's like a pimp, I guess, and it gets pretty dark, or at least it did for me. It was, fairly dark. But yeah, I thought New Vegas, at least I made a lot of questionable decisions. You go into the casino with a flamethrower and light everyone on fire kind of thing.
I haven't done that yet. I'm still keeping it pretty respectful.
Well, you haven't lost yet.
Fallout 4, I did lose a little. Fallout 4, like I was someone's fucking mom. Like, I was looking for my kid. I had a cool haircut. Like, I'm not going to be like mom who goes on a rampage. I was like mom trying to find her kid, trying to like make it through this new post-apocalyptic world. So, like, I don't know.
I mean, your mom who was shot in the head, so I'd be...
Well, no, in this game, I'm not a mom. I guess I'm just a chick.
Just a lady.
Got popped in the noggin.
It's role-playing. If you want to be a mom, you can be a mom.
I'm not a mom.
So
Okay.
Fallout 4, Mom Simulator,
Mom Simulator.
Or Dad Simulator. You can be
Or
a dad.
You can be a
Dad
dad.
Simulator. So it's Parent Simulator 20
Post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic Parent Simulator 20 whatever.
Like 2022 or some shit.
Dude, that's soon.
Or not
That's-
22, like
is soon. It's
like
20.
literally like 200 or 2,200 something.
Yeah. 20.
I think. I don't know. It's
It
a
is,
couple
it
hundred
is.
years from now.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, what have you been playing, Brian?
Me?
Yeah.
I've really just been playing Battleships again.
We've been playing some PUBG.
We played a little PUBG, but I thought, okay, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we played some PUBG. It hasn't changed at all.
We still don't have the bus, though.
There's still no bus, so there's nothing to report there. We got 2 dinners, so
We have gotten 2 dinners, and
I got a double kill, which was pretty great.
yeah.
Dude, gotta get that double kill.
I was pretty psyched. Like, I don't usually do that well. So that was cool. And, yeah, I've been playing some Battleships.
Well, we had that fun round yesterday where we got that loot box, and you got or not loot box, Jesus, the crate.
Oh, yeah,
and you got a 15x
we got a bunch
scope.
of hits. I didn't
and
kill anybody with it, though.
Yeah, but you got the 15x scope, and I got the M249. That was fun.
Did
At
you
least
shred anybody?
Yeah, when we were shooting the guy from the top of the power plant.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you were.
That's right.
I was laying down the suppressive fire,
Oh,
and you
dude,
were.
you were suppressing. There was suppression.
It was good. Yeah,
And
that was
not of the quiet type. Like, there's too many bullets to go out of the building type.
We made ourselves known. Yeah. Well, I have 2 new things that I've been. Well, not 2 new things, but I have one new
Cuphead.
thing that. Yes, Cuphead. One new thing that I've been playing, and then one kind of like rant that I guess I have about what I've been playing. But yeah, no, I have been playing Cuphead.
Cuphead!
It is very good. I can say, like, when you look at Cuphead, obviously you're looking at it, so you just see the visuals of it, and you're like, oh yeah, those are really good. But the first thing that I experienced when I like booted up the game was the music. And the music is something that, you know, usually you're watching a review or you're seeing like a GIF of it. But this time, you know, when I booted up and it was just me and my headphones, the music just really hits me. Like they really nailed that kind of big band 30s sound. And the opening is this like really well done. Do you know in BioShock Infinite, when they have those like brothers singing the modern song in the opening city, Jeremy? Like the Bumblebee.
I don't remember that scene specifically, but I remember it's not doo-wop, but the way that they did all the contemporary songs in a period style throughout the game, yeah.
Yeah, well, they do that kind of like doo-wop-y style, and it's really, really good. The game's difficult, but it's not as difficult as the internet's making it sound. Everything's really bite-sized. Levels can be beaten in probably about 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And yeah, so, well, that's good for a game that it is difficult. I'm not going to say it's not difficult, but it's good that they can be taken down in bite size so you don't get, you know, really close to the end and then die in like a 20-minute level and have to redo it again. It's very, you can get back to where you were fairly quickly. Also, when you do die, the game reloads within like a second. So there's no downtime, which is nice. It's really good for games like that. But it's really fun. It's a fun platformer.
Yeah. Kind of makes the difficulty manageable.
It does. It never feels frustrating. And
yeah,
it is kind of fun to be in the middle of a level and think that it can't get any crazier because the bosses usually have like 4 phases.
Oh shit.
Or 3 phases, and you're like, this can't get any worse. And no,
then they go Super Saiyan.
You get to a new phase, and they like just go nuts. And you're
the hair turns from yellow to red
to blue to blue. Extra long,
extra long blue. So I haven't seen a lot about Cuphead. I haven't played it yet, though I will soon. Does the period style of the game, does the kind of the period music, I guess doo-wop or whatever you want to call it, and the like 1930s cartoon look, does that like get old after a while? Like, I don't know how long you've been playing it, but like, does it become irritating at a certain point, or is it still pretty engrossing?
No, for me, it just keeps getting better. Every environment very varied. You're not really doing the same. You're not in the same space. Like you're
Sure.
within like World 1, World 2, but the backdrops are unique. And it's kind of like a boss rush where you fight. There are run and gun levels, but it's mostly fighting bosses. Like you'll fight a boss, you'll fight another boss, you'll fight another boss. And they're just so unique. And the art style never, I was concerned that it would be hard to keep track of the Cuphead or the projectiles or the boss moving around with all the backgrounds, or that the hitboxes would be kind of weird, but it seems fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So is the game like, so tell me more about this Cuphead. Like why does he have a cup for a head? Does it have like a narrative? Is it like deep at all? Or is it more just like an experiment in a particular aesthetic? Or are they using that look to try and kind of tie into something about the game's kind of theme or anything like that?
Yeah, so the song is the narrative. That opening song that I said that kind of hit me immediately. That is basically the narrative. It's actually kind of a dark game. It's Cuphead and Mugman, because if you do 2-player, you had to have
obviously.
Rolls the dice, he loses. Want to undo this deal, you have to track down all
fiddle competition.
Yeah, well, not a fiddle competition, but you have to collect these contracts of all the souls that I am owed, and that's like so you're taking down these like contracts.
Interesting. So it's kind of more of the juxtaposition of kind of the darker, themes and kind of narrative with the kind of cartoony art style.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to check that shit out. So what's your rant?
My rant. Okay, so this is mostly just
is this an official segment on the podcast formerly known as Early Access? Do we need the soundboard to have like a rant intro?
No, this is somewhat tied into what I've been playing, and I've been listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos and reading Reddit, and this is about the Switch. This is, I think, a lot of people are, and I mean, maybe this is true, but apparently everyone seems to think that the Switch is being sold under the gimmick that it's a portable, but nobody's actually playing it portably. I just want to say that I have not.
Chris is playing it portably.
Yeah, I am the most playing it portably. I have not docked my Switch in a month and a half because I've been moving, and just the ability, the freedom that I have been able to not have to put some, like if I had an Xbox and let's say Zelda came out on the Xbox, I was playing Zelda on the Xbox and suddenly I didn't have a TV for a month, which happened. That would be that. I'd have to like put it down, which is it's fine. Like, but because I have a Switch, that didn't have to happen, and it's just this uninterrupted thing. And I've also been traveling a lot for the last month, like locally and more than locally, and just the accessibility, and it really is kind of a no compromise thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking, and it's really how it's something that, like, looking back to the Chris Bauer of 9 months ago, where I'd be like, yeah, I don't need that, I have a 3DS, or I don't need that, I have a Game Boy Advance, or I don't need that, I have a Game Boy Color, whatever. This is significant to be able to just continue what you've been doing uninterrupted. I have purchased games, purchased Mario Rabbids in this time period where I did not have the Switch docked, purchased like a brand new AAA console game, and have been playing it portably entirely. Switch has been very good to me.
I guess I have three responses that I'll try and get through pretty quickly. So first, I disagree with the people who kind of apparently have been saying that the Switch has been marketed as a potential handheld, and maybe people aren't using it. So the first point would be, I actually would be interested to know, like, we would never get this data, but I wish we could know, how much Switch owners use it portably versus docked. I think that would be interesting to know. But my kind of whole critique of the Switch is the opposite. I think it's a handheld that's being marketed as a console. It's a powerful handheld, but it's basically, it's a gaming tablet that you can use as a console. So that's kind of my first criticism. And what was my third one? Shoot. Oh, and my third one was just the small thing that, like, you've been playing it a lot, and I know you, so I know that you've been using it in an undocked fashion since you purchased. But you've been playing it a lot portably because you've been moving. So you literally didn't have necessarily you were moving a lot. You kind of didn't have the infrastructure maybe to be using it in a docked fashion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess I just wanted to say that I really like it. And it would be like, if you could just, I mean, obviously it's not the same, but if you could take every game that's on your PC right now and just kind of take it with you, that would be nice. If you could.
Yeah, but that's not like you said it's not a no compromise situation. There are compromises. It's not the same as playing a console or a PC.
Well,
it's a great handheld.
No, I guess what I'm saying is, like, it is a similar experience to me personally of taking that nice. It would be like taking PUBG on the go. Like, for me, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, but you literally couldn't, like, the Switch literally couldn't run PUBG. It literally could not.
If it was optimized, I mean, it probably could.
Maybe if it was optimized, maybe.
Yeah.
Even so, PUBG is an almost entirely online game, and I've since Switch was announced, maybe you could educate me about this. I've been curious about what the online capabilities of Switch really are, given that, like, if you're using it portably, like, what do you, like, try and jack other people's Wi-Fi as you're walking around? Like, that wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, you need Wi-Fi or a hotspot. But Brian, would you like to take GTA 5 on the go? Would that be assuming you actually did things on the go?
No,
I know you don't. No.
Well, okay. Yeah, and I don't know. Like, it's
dude. He's got Chinatown Wars. He's set.
Dude, I haven't had Chinatown Wars for a long time. That was I haven't had that since I had my touch pod, and man, that was a decade ago, almost. But my thoughts on it are, the Switch is, you're fundamentally buying a gaming tablet, but what you're also buying is you're buying the integration that Nintendo puts into it. Like, when you buy a gaming tablet off the shelf, you're not getting any first-party support for it. You're getting the tablet, you're not getting a controller, you're not getting a dock to put it in to scale it up to your TV. I mean, it probably has the capabilities to support that, but you're not getting it out of the box. It doesn't have any games loaded on it. That's what you're really paying for with the Switch. I agree with that. I think that you have to fundamentally look at it as a gaming tablet. You can't really look at it as a console. It doesn't really fit into a portable category, or in the sense that Nintendo's done in the past, at least. It doesn't really fit into a console category, but there are a lot of gaming tablets on the market that have similar capabilities to the Switch. So I think that's what you really have to look at it as. And with that comes, some people who buy gaming tablets are going to use them as a console with a controller, sitting on their couch, and the thing's going to stay plugged in all the time. Some people who buy gaming tablets are going to be, using them on the go all the time. It's sort of like, almost like a mid-market console. So some people aren't going to use it strictly as a console.
Yeah.
I think that the functionality being there is nice, and the capability to use it on your TV is nice. And
presumably you could plug a gaming tablet into your TV with, like, an HDMI.
Right. No, most you can. But what I'm saying is that the Switch is, you're paying for Nintendo's games and
Yeah.
Nintendo's work on making the whole thing work together as a system.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, the Joy-Con and the docking, it's all very seamless.
No, and even as a gaming tablet, it's still very top of the line. Like, it's an outstanding gaming tablet, but that's just like, to me, that's the only caveat. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
That doesn't really detract from what it is.
You
It's
could
just what it
get
is.
something that's more capable. I'm sure if you shopped around, you could get something that's more capable. But again, you have to play around with it to get it to work. It's like a gaming PC.
Yeah,
and
you're never going to get Nintendo games, or not the newer ones.
You're not going to get first-party
ones.
support for Nintendo games.
You're not going to get Mario X Rabbids.
That's so true. But
What's the full title?
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah, no, I just wanted to say that I've been using my Switch to its fullest potential the last month and a half, and I'm grateful that I had it, and I can't imagine going back to like a Wii 3DS.
But see, I
can't imagine life without the Switch.
I can't. The fullest potential for you, like the fullest potential for someone else, might be as like a console plugged in, as like a low end kind of console.
Yeah, no, I
low
guess,
end, but still pretty expensive.
No, like mid tier console. But again,
but as I said, pretty expensive. You could get a PS4 for the price of a Switch.
You
can't take your PS4 on the go.
That was to Brian's point. Like, if you're going to use it as a console, I think that's a kind of knuckleheaded move, because you could get a much more powerful console with a much wider roster of games for the same price or less.
Right, but the games are also more expensive. So by the time you get 20 games for a PS4, the games are probably what, $50 or $60?
What are Switch games?
Same.
It comes with,
they're the same.
But it comes with 20.
Does it?
What? No,
it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't come with built-in games?
No,
I'm getting confused. Never mind. Disregard my previous comments.
That would be pretty dope.
I'd like to move to strike that from the record.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, we do have to move on, because that did take a decent amount of time, but it was important, and I'm happy, and that's all. I have happiness in my heart. Okay, so there's two kind of quick news things that I want to touch on. I don't know if we have anything to say on them, but then I have kind of like a longer segment to go through. The first one is surprise, surprise about Nintendo again. This should be the last of it. So the Nintendo stock is at a 9-year high, which puts it right on point with kind of where Nintendo stood with the Wii when the Wii was at its highest point. On top of that, Nintendo's value as a company, and again, value is really just the way I'm measuring value is taking the number of shares times the value of that share. Nintendo is technically valued higher than Sony at the moment, like the entire company.
I'm skeptical of that.
Yeah, I don't.
By that measurement, maybe, but that doesn't sound like a very legitimate.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you skeptical about? Their
well, that's
stock
that's just a system of evaluation that you made up. There are other things.
No, it's not a valuation that I made up. They're literally valued higher than Sony at the moment.
There is a Mashable article from very recently that has the same headline. Actually, no, that's from last year. No, maybe. I guess it's conceivable. All right.
Yeah. So Sony's valued around $38 billion. Nintendo's now valued at $40 billion.
Yeah, that was back in 2016. But
yeah,
I'm still skeptical that that's the right way to measure things. Mashable.com, but okay. Irregardless, they could at least be in the same ballpark. It's conceivable that Nintendo could be worth more.
And I guess. The stock price is kind of what I was focused on. Their stock is very good at the moment. It's kind of been shooting up since the Switch came out.
Sure. That's undeniable. And Pokemon Go and other shit.
Well, it shot up for Pokemon Go and then it dipped. And then I'm looking at March right now. It was at about $23 a share, and now it's up to $44 a share. So that's pretty good.
There you go. You gonna invest? Gonna make your $22?
I wish, and I meant to say 40 or shoot. Yeah, no, I'm not going to invest. Not going to invest. I think it's kind of due for a correction. A lot of people are suspecting that it's this is partially because Nintendo's thinking about signs are pointing towards Nintendo breaking into the Chinese market, and that would be sometime early next year. And if that did not happen, I feel like their stock would plummet. Not plummet, but it would go down.
Are they not already sold in China?
Well, consoles were banned in China until fairly recently. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Nintendo
they
actually
have a lot of domestic copies. They have a lot of like reverse engineered clones and stuff like that.
Yeah, Nintendo actually had like they like rebranded their systems in China under different names through different companies to get their hardware out.
Interesting.
Anyways, the next piece is coming from Battlefield 2. And we touched on this, I believe, on the first week.
That's not the World War I one.
No, this is
the World War II one.
Yeah, this is Star Wars Battlefront
2.
Sorry, yeah, Battlefront 2. It's looking like it's an extreme version of pay to win.
Dude, this hurts.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Disney. What do you expect?
No, it's EA.
So this,
but Disney owns the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, but it's EA that fucked it.
But
this
they
is
make
EA.
shitty games. EA doesn't make really good games anymore.
They make good games. They just are notorious for this.
Yeah,
but that makes a good game into a shitty game. Like,
it makes a good game into a very upsetting game.
So,
which is a shitty game.
So what's happening is, most shooters, you have this progression where, you level up by killing X number of people, or you play that class X amount by getting X amount of experience, or you level up that gun, get attachments for that gun by using it more. Battlefront 2.
Oh,
God damn it. Battlefront 2 is entirely tied, all the progressions tied behind loot boxes. So you play the game, and you get experience the same way, but it's not necessarily tied behind your weapon or class. You get enough currency to get a loot box. And that loot box will give you a random unlock. And of course you can buy these loot boxes.
Of course.
Sucks.
Yeah, and the other thing,
the
other thing that's absolute trash is these upgrades are not insubstantial. Like, you can go from zero. You can get I'm looking up some examples real quick, but you can have like a 70% shield boost.
So here's my question. So this pertains to like the online multiplayer, correct?
This is the game. Yeah. This is all.
But that's
online.
really the concern.
Yes.
Why do you even have upgrades and progression and experience with online multiplayer? That seems really backwards. Like, why isn't it like the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 or, PlayerUnknown Battleground, where everyone comes into the match at the same rank? It seems like if people, inherently, it seems like if they're coming into the...
So that's pretty common in games today.
Why? That seems really stupid.
Well, no, so usually they're called side grades, quote unquote. They're not upgrades. Like, you unlock the potential to use other gear that's not necessarily better. Like, the idea is the game's balanced. The developer balances the game. You get upgrades, and you might be able to shoot with the default sniper, which has, a low reload speed or a high power, but you could unlock a sniper with a low power and a high fire rate.
That seems dumb.
Or you start out with something that's like debuffed, and as you play it more, it gets up to its final capabilities. That's pretty common.
But, then if you're like new to the game, multiplayer isn't any fun.
Right, but there's no incentive to play it otherwise, other than
it being fun.
But you could say PUBG is a survival shooter, and if you're good at shooters, you're probably going to be good at that game. Like, there's no incentive to continue playing the game beyond
yet we do.
Initial value.
Yet we do. Because it's a fun game.
Because there's a different element to it, but that's...
Yeah, I mean, it's the way that they're doing it where
I understand. This was just like a side piece of like, it seems like this whole system is trying to fix something that wasn't broken. Like no one was complaining with Halo Online.
No,
like, I wish I could play as fewer classes.
It's trying to make money is what it's trying to do.
Well, that's what EA is certainly trying to do.
So here's one example. One of Boba Fett's cards. So again, you only get these cards through a loot box. So you can't be like, I am going to play Boba Fett and get better as Boba Fett, and I'm going to focus on Boba Fett. This is all like random. One of Boba Fett's cards reduces damage while using Death from Above, which is like a move. Sure. It's so his damage is reduced while he's using. The first card gives him a 50% damage reduction. If you get the rarest card, you have a 100% damage reduction. It's
kind of the definition of pay to win.
Yes,
you buy that card. Which
you buy enough loot boxes,
then you eventually get the card, and then you literally, while you're doing Death from Above, you literally can't lose.
Yes, so this sucks. This is horseshit, and there's it's a shame because this game was looking to be an improvement, and they said EA's known to be kind of greedy. They said all the maps in the DLC was going to be free this time around as kind of like a sorry about the first game because it was kind of mixed reviews. It wasn't bad, but it was mixed. And right when I heard that, I was like, yeah, but it's EA. Like they're going to give us those maps, but they're going to figure out some way. Else. They're going to make, and this, to me, this makes it unplayable. And that's sad.
EA giveth and EA taketh away. I mean, it kind of, so like what happened with the first one, because it was recently, like 2 weeks ago, it was on sale on Origin, the game for like, Battlefront 1. The first one was on sale for like $5 with a free season pass. So I like considered getting it for that because the game got mixed reviews. People mostly saying, well, there's no single player campaign. It's just multiplayer and there are limited maps. It has limited playability. The combat is just so. But I still would have picked it up. Like if this game, even so, if Battlefront 2 ever dips down to that price, I might buy it just for the single player campaign. But what realistically this is going to kill is it's going to like kill the player base for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because I've seen everyone on Reddit, everyone online, people are like not happy with this move and where the game already had a bad reputation.
And this looks like something that can't be reversed. It's so deeply baked into the game's DNA that it looks very hard to undo. Like,
well, they could just take away the ability to pay for them.
Oh, and then, but that's still
and leave everything else the same.
That's still a shitty grind. That's still...
but isn't that kind of how you said other similar online multiplayer?
Well, no, because other games, like if you like playing the sniper class, you keep playing the sniper class and you upgrade relevant sniper class things. Like you don't get random ass, and you don't get like the bronze level unlocks because it's a random loot box. You don't open that loot box for the 100th time and get it's like in PUBG when you get the same 3-cent hat that you got 20 times before, and you're like, all right,
gotta make that 3 cents though.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame.
Dude, I'm deeply upset because I was really sad the first time around. That was one of the games that had kind of convinced me. I know this is stupid, but like it was one of the games that I had in mind for when I built a gaming PC. I was like, I'll be able to play Battlefront. I love the original Star Wars Battlefront games. I have both of them on PlayStation. Chris can certainly attest. I've probably played hundreds of hours in Battlefront 2.
And these games just look so damn good.
And they look so good. They're such, aesthetically such well done games. So it was a real shame that both of them, it looks like, are going to be kind of trash.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Anything you got, Brian?
Nope.
All right.
What about the Star Trek game, though, Brian?
I don't know.
That game.
I was joking.
Because I was going to say,
is there a Star Trek game?
Well, so the VR game just came out.
Oh, fuck.
Well, not just. It came out probably like 6 months. It's 4 people, or up to 4 people, if I remember correctly. You sit in one of several of the flagships that they had throughout the series. You can sit in the Enterprise or like there's a number of ships, and each person has like a role, like you're sitting in your chairs like you would in the show. And there's like a captain, and there's like an engineer, and there's like different different roles, and it's kind of like Space Team, where you like all like the captain has certain information, and they can say, "Engineer, I need you to do this," and the engineer has certain information. They can. There's a lot of communication, and you're just kind of like immersed in that like setting, and it works in VR because you're sitting in a chair.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, anyways, so we probably should have done this a few weeks ago, but here we are. The holidays are kind of coming up on us. I would say the holiday shopping season has begun. Is that fair? Yeah.
No, not quite.
It's getting toasty.
It's creeping up.
It'll start ramping up. It'll start ramping up in November, like early November.
Oh, ramping up! But I think like the products that
my mom had already bought my first present.
Yeah, exactly. And the products that are being pushed for Christmas, those are starting to roll out now.
Yep.
You got to have them out. Like, yeah, iPhone 10 is coming out this month.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
Pixel 2, gotta have it.
I mean, SNES Classic is definitely a holiday target. Anyways, I wanted to run through kind of what I at least arranged as the heavy hitters for the holiday. Obviously, I'm not going to hit everything, but I have a decent list of the really big guys. And if you've heard of it or have anything to say about it, we'll talk about it. If you have nothing to say about it, then we'll just move on to the next one. So I'm going to go in order. I'm going to say the date, and we're just going to see if anything comes of it. So the first thing actually comes out in 2 hours from the time of us recording. The Evil Within 2, October 13th, released by Bethesda. Any thoughts on that?
What?
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
All right.
I don't like horror games, so.
Yeah, so the first one was fairly well received. It was kind of a cult classic type of deal. I saw the trailer for this, and I was like, okay, I probably won't buy it. Definitely won't buy it for $60, but whatever. The next big one comes out the 17th. It is South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Dude, The Fractured Butthole.
That is the best title ever.
It was going to be something else. I wish I could remember the original title.
I've heard of it, but I haven't, that's it.
It looks good.
Did you play the first one, Brian? I feel like...
No, I didn't. I don't... the South Park games...
No,
I played them in the past and they weren't good.
No, yeah, the Stick of Truth is supposed to be
good. I didn't play that one.
It's supposed to be good.
I played it in German, so it was...
Yeah.
I didn't get a whole lot out of it. Yeah, so nothing to say about that?
Nothing to say about that.
I'm sure it'll sell. I'm sure it'll get good reviews. Well, I'm not sure. I suspect.
Did you guys hear about I guess the race thing turned out to be a joke, but did you hear about it?
Oh, was that not even real?
I heard it might not be real.
Oh, I thought that was really funny.
Did you hear about that, Brian?
What?
So the difficulty slider for the game, like when you start a new save, the difficulty slider changes your skin tone, and it gets harder the darker your skin gets.
from light to dark.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It caused a little bit of controversy, I guess,
But see, I don't understand why that's controversial, because it's just pointing out that it's basically kind of pointing the finger at systemic racism. So I don't understand. I feel like if you're upset by it, you kind of missed the point they were trying to make.
They kind of do that.
It's also that's just like typical South Park. It's not.
That's very typical.
That's
absolutely.
If you're gonna dip into South Park humor, you gotta
start off strong.
You're gonna expect to get burned a little bit. Anyways, or have some brutal honesty. The next one that comes out is October 24th, and that game already has a console release. It's Destiny 2, the PC version.
R.I.P.
You're not feeling Destiny?
Isn't that also supposed to be super pay to win?
No. So I thought
Jake was discussing that on an earlier podcast.
Jake and I were a little upset by this, but it is nowhere near as bad as the more recent examples.
That doesn't make it not pay to win.
Yeah,
you don't have to be Battlefront 2 to be an offense against gamerdom.
So it has its normal progression. Like, you still get loot. It does play like a normal game where, like, you find better guns. You don't have to get arbitrary loot boxes. However, you can pay for loot boxes, and those loot boxes will give. So, for example, in Destiny 1, you used to be able to change the color of your armor with this item that you would pick up. In Destiny 2, this is like an example of how they kind of try to monetize it. That color changing item is a one-time use item, so you can't just keep using it for different sets of armor. You use it once and it's gone. And on top of that, you can only use it on one armor piece. So you can't like make your whole armor set that color. You have to have 5 of these items for that specific color if you wanted your entire set to match, for example. So there are like kind of examples of that. And you can get things that would make you better in the game, but it's only up to a certain point, and it's not as bad. Let me just put it that way.
Destiny 1 already kind of received mediocre reviews?
Yes, but Destiny 2 seems to be a lot better.
Isn't this what we were saying about Battlefront 2?
What?
The first one got mediocre reviews.
Yes.
This one looks better.
This one looks better, but it seems to have a shit endgame.
Yeah, so I suspect that it's probably also going to be probably not the hot ticket item. People who got Destiny 1 will probably get it, probably not too many other people.
I might get it if it drops down, not at launch. I might get it if it drops down to maybe $20. I think that's when I would get my toes in. And like I would need you or Jake or I would need someone else to get it, because this is the type of game that you play with a friend.
Gotcha.
Anything, Brian?
Nope, I've never heard of Destiny. I've never heard of I've never played Battlefield, so
all right.
I don't have any thoughts.
Brian's waiting for the hot train simulator of the season.
There isn't any, dude. It's just going to be more bullshit in DLC. You want to talk about
DLC?
Train simulator. It was Kuju Rail Simulator, and then it became something else. They have like over $2,000 in DLC.
I saw that.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You gonna get it all?
No.
So
I don't have $2,000 to spend on fake train. Like
they're not
even fake like model trains. They're not real.
They're just digital fake trains.
Files.
Computer renderings of fake trains.
I can spend. You know how many games
I will mod all the trains you could ever want into the game for you.
That's
you think so?
I'll mod them in.
Dude, the models that are in are pretty good.
Like, I can't do
I've only played 2015, but like the stuff that I have that I got from a friend of mine who let me have it for small considerations. It's really good. It looks great. It's resource intensive, but and it's not $2,000 worth of
That's
anything.
Nice. The good old days.
The good old days, man.
So the next game I think you will have heard of, Assassin's Creed Origins comes out on the 27th.
Nope. I mean,
you've heard of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I think this is going to bomb.
Really? Bomb? Flat out bomb?
Yep.
Sales wise or critically?
Sales. I think it's going to get like an 80 critically. I think it's going to bomb.
Wasn't there some controversy surrounding this recently?
So, I mean, there was less controversy, more so Assassins, the last one.
The last few maybe have been checkered.
And then they took a break. They didn't release a game they had this yearly cycle, and then they took a break, and this is the result of that break.
I think there was something specifically about this game. I might be wrong. I think it'll do fine. I think sales-wise it'll do fine.
The movie came out.
The movie certainly did come out. But I think there was something like literally last week or two about the game, but I can't remember. Not important. Maybe. I think the game will do fine sales-wise. It's got a pretty dedicated fan base. It's a pretty AAA title. A lot of 14-year-olds, I think, are going to buy it.
I think they've been...
If I was 14, I would buy it.
I think they've been wavering, and I think this is going to show that it's more of the same. I think the series is showing its age a little. It's kind of like how COD had a rough year last year. I think time is starting to catch up. There's a little fatigue going around. Even in a 1 year break isn't enough.
I agree and I disagree. I think that was probably truer of some of. See, I was a casual Assassin's Creed fan. I've played the first two and a bit of the third one. I know that from there is where kind of it started to dip. Although there are some games in the like 3 or 4 after that are considered to be better. But I think there was maybe a little more fatigue previously. Things that I've seen, people are fairly excited that it's returning to an older historic setting. They're happy that it's Egypt. They think that's good. Actually, I know a pretty big Assassin's Creed fan at work, and I think she's pretty hyped for it. So I think it'll actually do better than maybe 1 or 2 of the more recent entries. I think it's definitely a series that's seen better days, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
All right. Yeah, we'll see. Comes out soon. So the next game is, or I guess that the 27th of October was the beginning of a triple threat. This is partially why I don't think Assassin's Creed Origins is going to do super well. There are 3 games coming out on the 27th. That was the first one. The next, I'll just name the next 2, but then we'll go back. The next 2 are Mario Odyssey and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. All 3 of those come out the same day.
Assassin's Creed, Mario, and Wolfenstein?
Wolfenstein, yeah. See, we did come back to Wolfenstein.
Mario that's the one that's like, I thought that was a machinima thing, like a GTA. It's like Mario in like a city, and
he wears a hat.
Yes,
he puts his hat on other things.
There's dinosaurs and shit.
Yes, he is. Yes,
it looks weird, but I heard it got really good reviews.
He is in New Donk City. So the game.
New Donk City?
New Donk City, yeah.
It's like New York, except it's New Donk City.
It's Donk, dude.
Dude, gotta get that dunk.
So the game did get its first review from Edge Magazine. It was a perfect score.
Yeah, wow, real surprising.
Yeah, well, I was a little surprised. I don't know.
It's the first Mario game in how long?
Well, if you don't count 3D World,
which I don't. Yeah,
like
exactly.
The first 3D Mario game in 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, it's Mario, it's Nintendo, it's for the Switch, which has a lot of hype. It's the first outlet that was allowed to review it. They're not going to let an outlet review the game negatively for their first review.
Well, it's only because it's a magazine.
Yeah,
and
no.
They had to delay the magazine. But no, I think this game is going to be great. I love everything I've seen about it. I'm not a huge Mario guy, and this is the most excited I've ever been for a Mario game by far. I'm gonna get it on day one.
What do you think is exciting about it?
It just
not to get too into it, but
yeah, no, it looks really good, and I think, like Brian said, it's.
But like, what specifically?
Well, I like how it's going out there. It's not the same level of Zelda Breath of the Wild where it just like completely turns the series on its head, but it is being very bold, very adventurous. No more of that 2D shit, no more of that pseudo 2.5D kind of thing. This is,
so compared to other 3, and I don't like, we this isn't the whole discussion, but just to like briefly, or maybe this is a topic for another day, but like you said, it was the most excited you'd ever been for a Mario game, and you're someone who had Mario 64, had Mario Sunshine. Do you have Mario Galaxy?
I have the first one, yeah.
Yeah, so like you're a Mario fan. You've played
I've been around the block.
Titles.
Been around the block.
So I'm just curious about what makes this game stand out as opposed to other 3D Mario platforming games, not including the 2D side-scroller ones, not including handheld ones, as opposed to the other big marquee titles.
So they do. From what I've seen,
do you want to turn a trash can into Mario?
You can kill hookers too, can't you?
Yeah, you can jack cars and kill hookers.
Can you become a Mario hooker?
Yeah, you like fighting a bunch of like Russian guys and they steal your cousin.
It is me, Mario.
So I'm excited at all the settings look really cool, really unique, really diverse. The gameplay looks kind of back to Mario. They're integrating a lot of unique elements into it where you kind of seamlessly go into you go from 3D Mario seamlessly into a 2D Mario segment that was like spray painted on the wall, kind of.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and they're being really creative with it, which is what's really getting me going. And you see Galaxy, and you're like, oh, you can't get more creative than that. He's in space. He's on
It's
planetoids.
space.
Yeah, there's literally infinite.
What's more creative than space?
And then you see this, and you're like, oh wow, they actually can. And I think the most important thing is like Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, and everyone was like, okay, that was nice, Nintendo. That was really nice. Thank you for that. But you might that's one game. You know, are we sure that Nintendo is back? And I think this is kind of signifying that Nintendo's back. They're not messing around anymore.
Well, I think there's a larger conversation to be had about this another day.
For sure.
When it comes out or whatever. But to go back to sales, Mario's obviously going to be huge with the Switch audience.
I think it's going to have a close to 100% attach rate.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's going to be high.
It's going to be well up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be up there. But that I don't think affects Assassin's Creed. And I think that the Assassin's Creed audience and the Wolfenstein audience, probably kind of similar. I think they'll probably both still do fine.
So I think, here, real quick on the Mario thing again, I think people underestimate exactly what a Mario fan is. I think at this point, younger kids aren't. Exactly. I think younger kids aren't necessarily as into Mario. I think the odds of somebody owning a Switch and also owning the means to play Assassin's Creed Origins are fairly high. I think
True.
I think there's a decent overlap in that Venn diagram. And I think
maybe in the demos, but probably not in the fan base, right? Like, I think people who are really excited for Mario New Donk City probably aren't the same people. Like, you're going to buy New Donk City. I'd be much more likely to buy Assassin's Creed or Wolfenstein.
Okay.
Even though we're the same demo.
I was going to say, I think if you surveyed people who own a Switch and also have a means to play Assassin's Creed, be it a PS4, PC, Xbox, whatever, I think if you ask them if you had to buy one game on the 27th, which
no
would
question.
you buy? I think it'd be Mario.
No question, but they already own a Switch, and not that many people own a Switch as compared to people who also own Xbox and PlayStation. And
that's fair. That's fair.
And you're talking, this is October 27th, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
There's rumblings that there's going to be a Steam sale around the same time.
Oh, shit.
Well, there'll be a Halloween sale.
Let's get wild.
There'll be a Halloween sale.
Yeah.
Anyways, Wolfenstein, any thoughts on that?
Never also played any of them.
Brian, you would love it.
Yeah, it'll probably.
You would love it.
You would love it.
I think I might buy this day one.
Me too.
Did you see the trailer, Brian?
No.
Watch it. You will. If there was ever a game you would like that wasn't a train simulator.
But I gotta save $40 because I gotta get Cold Waters.
But you should watch the trailer for this.
Right, but I gotta save $40 because
you can still watch the trailer, dude. He can't control himself. He'll have to buy it. He already knows.
I know. I gotta.
Dude, you kill Nazis.
No, I have to save $40 so I can buy Cold Waters because it doesn't ever go on sale. So that's my focus. It's singular right now. Singular.
I think Wolfenstein looks really good. It's also coming out for Switch first quarter 2018 or first half. We'll see how good that comes out. The next game is November 4th. I think this is interesting. Call of Duty World War II.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Call of Duty is... So
here's the thing. It's Call of Duty, so it could do poorly by Call of Duty standards and still sell a lot of units, which is, I think, basically what's going to happen.
I will say this is the most excited I've been for a Call of Duty ever. Well, not ever.
Well, you didn't have a PS3 when
they had Call of Duty World War II. Jeremy had it.
No, I had I had World at War.
They had many.
Which actually was the same thing.
Yeah, which was Call of Duty World War II.
And it was fun. Dude,
Call of Duty 1 through 3 was in World War II.
It was
and then
tasty.
World War.
The flamethrower? The flamethrower when you got to light
So
the
what are they
going
to... They're going to have to step it up this time, though, because like the was it the last one that
Infinity
you could shoot all the civilians?
It was in space.
No, that was
a couple ago.
2. That was Modern Warfare 2.
Remember, no Russia.
Well, maybe you can be like the Germans when they burnt that whole village to the ground in Belgium.
Too far.
They're gonna have to step it up.
They're
gonna have to
the
people expect atrocities. They're gonna have to
Call of Duty war crimes.
Yeah. No, that's gonna get real dark real fast.
I'm not a fan of the the Call of Duty multiplayer, so I probably won't be picking it up. But I do
Right,
really like.
That's the only point to Call of Duty.
Well, I have
pretty
purchased
much.
Call of Duty games entirely for the zombies mode.
Fuck zombies.
I think zombies basically ruined the series. It gave them a lot of money for a couple years, but like I think long term it hurt them really bad.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. Well, I think this game does look fairly sharp. I think it's going to sell a lot better than last year's game, but I'm not going to buy it for a lot of reasons. I don't tend to support Call of Duty.
Chris is on boycott.
It's not a boycott thing. It's just
kind of a boycott.
He doesn't want to play games that encourage you to commit atrocities. That's
another day.
Okay.
So the next one, you guys almost definitely haven't heard of it, but it's on the 7th of November. It's Neo.
Nope.
The PC version comes out.
Nothing.
Nope.
It's a lot of people compare. It's an action RPG. A lot of people compare it to Dark Souls.
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Calling it.
All right. It reviewed very well. It was previously a PS4 exclusive. So the next game is on the 14th of November. That's LA Noire, coming out re-released for the Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch, as well as new VR content for the HTC Vive.
Also not a big deal.
No PC though.
It's already on PC.
No,
Yeah,
but is it just a port of?
It's
the
remastered.
game
So I think they touched up some stuff. I'm checking right now, Brian.
Well, depending on how much they touched it up, like that would be something I might actually get. But I don't think that they touched it up that much, and I don't have any of those systems, so I probably won't get it.
No, people who don't have it, it's not going to be a big sales item.
The only PC content is the HTC Vive. So no.
Right, I don't have one of them.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah. So I might get it on the Switch in a long time, like deep sale.
I would like to play it, but
Me too.
I might get it when it's like $20 or less. So sometime in late 2018.
probably, yeah.
All right. Next up is we've talked about this a lot tonight. Star Wars Battlefront II.
It's going to be a flop.
Comes out on the 17th, and it's a damn shame. Next one, actually, it's another triple threat. December 1st, my birthday. Triple threat. We have
Happy
3
birthday,
games.
Chris.
I'll name them all, and then we'll go through them. Fallout 4 VR, Doom VFR. I wonder what the F
What
stands
is the
for.
F? Does that?
What does the F stand for?
Wait, Doom VFR?
Yeah.
Very
I know.
fucking
Very
real life.
Virtual fucking reality.
Yeah,
Virtual
it's
fucking
It's
reality.
virtual. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. So Fallout 4 VR?
None of those matter.
But do you have?
Yeah, the VR thing isn't.
VR is
doesn't
dumb.
have enough market penetration right now. It's going to be big in a few years, or probably less than a few years, but not right now. It's
Not yet, and those are not the right titles for it.
Yeah.
And Fallout has been out for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that we just need that one AAA game, that one big title, and this is for a lot of people that one AAA.
Those people are wrong.
I don't think Fallout 4 will translate very well.
The problem remains that you can still play it on a PC or a console.
Well, not
The
Doom
problem
V.
remains that it's going to make a lot of people sick when they try and use it.
Doom VFR will not. It's a brand new game. Yes,
But for most of the VR stuff, like even if it's a AAA game, it's still a port of something you can play on much less expensive hardware that is almost guaranteed to not make you sick. I mean, I don't get sick from that, but I know a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I do.
So you do not anticipate?
None of those are big sales.
I don't
Do you think
the
they're going to be
VR
received well?
Maybe.
I think I don't think they're not. I think it's going to be ambivalent. I don't think it's going to make enough of a difference. I mean, Doom is going to be any Doom game is going to be well received, and any the Fallout 4 is already well received.
Yeah.
So it's
a lot of outlets probably won't review Fallout 4 VR. Like mainstream video game review outlets,
they will.
No, they
they'll review it.
it in like a 2-sentence review. It
No,
is
they'll-
Fallout 4 with VR. The VR does not make you too sick. 4 out of 5.
In my head, I really want Fallout 4 VR to work, but I know that it will not.
You just want to look through the lens of the
I would
suit.
really like to be immersed in that, but
He wants to throw up in the wasteland.
I don't think the locomotion is going to translate. There's a lot of walking
course
in
it
that game.
Would
There's
you-
It's
a
a
lot
walking
of walking.
simulator.
Would you like to be immersed in the ultimate life and death fight?
That would be fantastic. I was actually thinking about that last night.
Dude,
If
I'd pee
they
my pants.
if they had a battle royale VR,
That'd be
Dude,
terrifying.
you'd shit your pants like every single time you played it.
It would be
great.
awesome.
It would
It
be
would be
fantastic.
I want to do
quite
it now.
fun. And you know, like you shoot your KR, you do the bolt action reload.
Oh, it'd be so loud.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2,
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what that is.
it's a JRPG.
It's a JRPG.
Oh,
It'll sell a little bit with the JRPG. That's the
Well,
big JRPG.
yeah, it's a
release.
niche market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are. This is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. First off,
Oh,
and a
so
lot of-
now it really doesn't matter.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
inclined-
Xenoblade Chronicles was there was a huge. So when that came out, it came out for the Wii. It was not local. It never came out in the West, and there were lots and lots of petitions. It got a lot of momentum, and Nintendo actually ended up releasing it in the West. So it does have a fan base.
Sure.
it's a limited fan base.
It looks really good. I think it'll review fairly well.
It's
I
just not
wish-
going to be a blockbuster. That's all
Right,
I'm saying.
right.
It's not going to be a blockbuster, especially with Mario coming out. Like if you had to pick between Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade
I mean,
2,
it's a JRPG just for the Switch. So like, it's a somewhat limited market on a already somewhat limited, console user base.
yeah,
So
but no interest. I'm personally not.
I'm
I wish
interested.
I was.
I don't have a Switch.
I wish I was a JRPG guy, but I'm just not.
Oh,
Brian, anything?
I agree with you. I'm not a JRPG guy. I've never played one. They don't sound appealing to me. So I don't really care about that. I agree with Jeremy in that it'll probably be well received, but it's going to be well received by a relatively small number of people.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So that actually wraps up the holidays.
And that brings us to what, December 1st?
Yep, December 1st.
All right.
Right.
And
so
then
it's-
there's
then
ones
it's
released
time
after
to-
that, but that's kind of the immediate.
It's on to Valentine's Day, right?
Well, Christmas still happens before then.
Oh, we
Well,
wrapped
no,
up
you
the
gotta-
holidays. No, we
yeah,
wrapped
one-
up the
you-
holidays. They're all done.
Yeah, you gotta get the next thing out. So do you guys think this is going to be a good holiday season for games based on that, or
Based on
mediocre?
that, kind of mediocre, actually.
Every holiday season is a good holiday season for games. I think that the Switch and
For the Switch,
the
definitely.
little doohickeys that Nintendo is launching, the SNES and they're re-releasing the NES Mini, right?
That is in the summer.
Oh, okay. So that
They use the
and
same
is the
internals.
SNES all sold? Is it they sold all?
Oh, it was sold on day one. They're going to restock a little bit, but
Well, whatever gets restocked will definitely be
They're
sold
gonna
for
sell
Christmas. So
every last one on the shelf,
That'll
yeah.
do well for them, and I think they're going to probably sell a lot of Switches.
I think this is going to be a really good year for Nintendo and a
Yeah.
really regular year for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much
100%
everyone
agree.
else. The online, the developers, it's pretty much business as usual.
For me personally, there's nothing I'm like amped about out of the list you just read. But I think I totally agree. Yeah, big year for Nintendo. This is gonna if it all comes off, this is what's gonna solidify the Switch.
Well, I mean, they want
Bring
to
'em
be
back.
the very best, like no one ever was.
Dude,
And
what
that's-
the fuck is the Switch Pokemon game?
It's
it's
in
coming.
development. It's in
It's
development.
Bull fucking shit.
It's been announced that it is.
I
in
know.
Which
should, like, that should-
to me, that has a lot of implications. But
It has huge implications.
I think that
Another
points
day.
towards the 3DS being dead.
Shh,
Okay,
don't say that.
Another day.
Dude, I fucking have one.
The 3DS was dead.
No.
Like-
No, but
Don't
but
say that.
Nintendo keeps saying that they're going to support the 3DS. But
Let's be
Nintendo-
real, it was dead when they made the big one. they were like, we're trying
Oh,
to
no.
breathe as much life into this as we can, and
it really turned around sales wise. It had a really shit start, but it sold over 60 million units.
Isn't the 2DS already dead?
No, they just did a re-release of it actually.
Oh, okay.
The new 2DS, obviously.
So is it the new Nintendo 3DS XL? Is that the full title?
It's the new 2DS and the new.
No,
2DS.
wouldn't it be the new Nintendo 2DS XL Gabu system
with Knuckles? with Knuckles
and Sonic? Is Sonic in it?
Sonic's in it. Sonic's on the cover.
Oh, well, then it has
City.
to go fast. You see Sonic and you're like, that's the mark of speed.
You guys are talking a big game, but neither of you own Sonic Adventure 2, so
this is true.
Just gonna put that out there.
I can't go that fast. That's my problem.
My computer doesn't go that fast.
Oh, my computer does. I installed Google Ultron. Now I can play Sonic the way it was meant to be played.
Do you have anything to say to the listeners, Brian?
Do I have anything to say to the listeners? Well, I don't know. We could let's smash that like button this week, guys. We've been doing real good with the past couple of weeks, so you can just take it easy this week. We'll just smash it and make sure to leave some comments, especially if they're profane. We love the profane comments.
We love
not really though, because children might be looking at this. But you know, it's a free country. It's a free country. Do what you want. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell so you'll be updated of all of our latest doings and such.
All right.
So Brian, you said we did really well last week. How many likes did we get last week?
Oh, many.
Many?
Many likes, yes.
I don't know, dude. That sounds like fake news.
We got an unbelievable number of likes. It was a fantastic amount.
Beautiful likes, big beautiful likes.
This is we're going down to a dark place now. This is
all right.
We got to cut it off.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will see you next week.